It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
For what?
For the Curious Giraffe Show. Sit back and relax, so we'll sing, chat, and laugh on the Curious Giraffe Show. Welcome back, everybody. And today we have new friends and old friends. And I'm going to ask Maddie if she'll use Jeanette, our Curious Giraffe puppet, to find out who's who on the Curious Crew today. Go ahead. Hi, Sam.
What's your name?
Donay.
Hi, Donay.
What's your name?
Susanna.
Hi,
Susanna.
Susanna.
What's your name?
Eliza.
Hi,
Hi, Eliza.
Eliza.
What's your name?
Ro.
Hi, Ro.
What's your name? Maddie.
Hi, Maddie.
What's your name?
Amy.
Hi, Amy.
What's your name?
I'm Dorothy.
Hey, Dorothy.
Hi. You did a beautiful job of that. You used a high voice for Jeanette and you used a low voice for Maddie. Very, very nice. So we're going to sing our giraffe song and find out. First, we're going to sing to the pelican. Ro or Eliza, would you hold up the pelican? There we go. We're going to sing to the pelican this time. Giraffe looked over at pelican and said, "Why was I born to walk? Why were you born to fly?" Pelican just shrugged and gave a high five. Hey, we all share one big sky. Oh yeah, here we go. Share one big sky, share one big sky. Give the world a big high five. Yeah, we're different and we know it, but we all get along. 'Cause we can all share and we can all care. We're different, but we all belong. Giraffe looked over at Amy and said, "I see you brought your instruments, but I don't understand." Amy said,
I've come to start a ukulele band.
"And we'll all share one big sky." Oh yeah, here we go. Share one big sky, share one big sky. Give the world a big high five. Yeah, we're different and we know it, but we all get along. 'Cause we can all share and we can all care. We're different, but we all belong. Here we are. We're different, but we all belong. Did she sing too?
Yeah.
Thank you, Maddie. Okay, now let's learn about ukuleles from my friend Amy Conley.
Hello, everybody. It's great to be here on this awesome show. I'm going to start with the large and go down to the small because there are all different sizes of ukuleles. There's little tiny sopranini ones, and there's great big baritone ones. So there's all different sizes, large to small. So this one is called a baritone ukulele, and it was made by a friend of mine named Michael Mahar, and he has a special insignia. Does that look like an M?
Yeah.
And he calls these Mahar guitars. So he builds guitars and all kinds of instruments, but he made this as a baritone ukulele, which sounds a lot like a guitar. You can tell it's a little bit low, right? It's not really high. So it's actually tuned different than most ukuleles. So it's nice to have some low notes, as Dorothy was playing some high notes with her high uke, and I was playing some low notes. Yes, you have a question?
No, but I do have something that my dad has an instrument.
Yeah, he has an instrument?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's it called?
It's called a guitar.
Oh, a guitar. Like the one that Dorothy plays also sometimes?
Well, it's black.
Yeah.
It's black. Okay.
Instruments are so different, right? You can make instruments all different colors, all different kinds of wood, plastic. I'm going to show you a plastic one today also. The next size down from the big baritone, this is called the tenor ukulele. And this one was made in Massachusetts, which is the state we're in now. We're in Amherst, Massachusetts right now. This was made in Sheffield, Massachusetts, and it's called a Fluke, the Magic Fluke Company.
Everybody say fluke.
I see 2 questions. Should we? Yeah, Sam?
What's that on the side?
Oh, what's that? This is the little control panel for an amplifier. You can plug an amplifier into this hole right here with a cord, and it's called an acoustic electric instrument. So you've seen guitars like this. Guitars have acoustic electric, a hole for the plug. You plug it into an amplifier, and then if you're performing for a lot of people, it can be very loud. And you can also make different types of sounds, like or you can change the sound if you have an amplifier. Yes?
I have a favorite violinist. Her name is Lindsay Sterling, and she has that kind of thing on her violin.
Yes.
And she oftentimes uses the amplifier.
That's right. Most performers have something like that, unless they want to play into a microphone, and then they can do that.
So does
Don't
my
they?
papa.
Cool.
Where is the place that they made that in Massachusetts?
Sheffield, Massachusetts. It's south of the Mass Pike, so kind of in the western Mass. So it's south of here,
Oh, we'll look it up.
near
later.
near Stockbridge.
Oh, okay.
One more question, and then I'll show you this one. Yes.
Why are ukuleles made?
Why are they made?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they made? Why do you think?
Because they like to play ukuleles.
Yeah, because they're
Good
fun.
reason. It's a good reason.
They make beautiful music. So this one, you can tell is a little bit, the strings are a little higher than the low baritone. And this is the typical tuning for the ukulele strings up here. So this is a tenor size. I'm going to let Dorothy hold it right here so we can compare it to the other sizes. And then after the tenor comes the one that Dorothy was playing, the concert ukulele, which is about that tall usually. Okay? And so this one, different sound, different shape, different sound, different types of wood. This one has some plastic on the back, makes it very bright. And one more, smaller even, and this is also made by the Magic Fluke Company. It's a soprano, and that is the small uke that you probably see most often. So that's the soprano, and this one sounds like this. Very similar to this one, right? Very similar. Yes, you have a question?
I have a ukulele. It's pink.
Oh, wow, that's great. Yes, you.
I have a ukulele too, but it's none of those styles. It's closest to that one, although it's not as big. It's blue, and it's made by a company called Ola.
Ola, okay. That's fun to
And it's
learn
none
about.
of these styles, so does it have more like a typical, this shape, is that what you mean?
Yes, the shape.
This is a typical ukulele and guitar shape. And now people are building guitars and ukuleles, all different other types of shapes also. Yes, one more.
It's shaped like that, my ukulele.
Okay, yep.
Okay, I know Amy has lots to share with us, so let's save our thoughts for a little bit, and then we'll talk some more. Go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry, I was playing while you were talking.
Go ahead. That's fine.
I also brought a bag of soprano ukuleles to share with you. So I'm going to do some songs, and then we'll pass them out to all of you. So I wanted to say something about, excuse me, the music of the ukulele. You can play all kinds of music on the ukulele. You can play rock and roll, folk music, classical music. You can play very stately. This reminds me of, like, maybe a bard playing in a castle or something like that, something very stately. Does it remind you of something?
It reminds me of Despero.
Ah.
It's a movie
That's
about a
interesting.
brave mouse.
Oh, a brave mouse movie.
That was in a castle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So anyway, all kinds of music. Jazz, people play all kinds of music on the ukulele. I wanted to talk a little bit about chords with you because many people use the ukulele as a chord instrument. So if there's a whole bunch of people and they all have ukuleles and they're playing together, what they often like to do is just play chords and sing songs with the ukulele. So, for example, this is a note. This is a note. This is a note. And here's a chord. Here's a chord. Here's a chord. Can someone tell me the difference between a note and a chord? Yes?
A chord is a few strings, a note is one string.
Yes. And even, it might not be strings, it might be keys on a piano, right? So if you're playing a piano and you want to play a chord, you'll play more than one key on the piano. And if you're playing a note, just one. You had another idea?
I play the piano.
Oh, do you play chords on your piano sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So anyway, I want to talk about different kinds of chords for a second, okay? There's something called a major chord. It's very popular in most music. It sounds like this. Do, mi, sol. Those are 3 notes of a major chord. Can you sing that? Do, mi, sol.
Do, mi, sol.
Nice. And sometimes they're all mixed up like sol, do, mi, sol, do, mi. So they can be different combinations. So a major chord is has kind of a happy sound. Da, da, da. There's another very popular kind of chord. It's called a minor chord. Some people say that this chord has sort of a little sad sound or maybe a thoughtful sound. It sounds kind of like this. Can you tell the difference between that and a major chord that sounds like this? There's one little difference, right? This is the difference. Major chord has that note. Minor chord has that note. Major chord has that note. Now, I thought it might be fun to play a little game where I ask you if it's a major chord or a minor chord. So we'll play that little game. And before we play the game, I'm going to go over them again, okay? Because I want to make sure you're really clear, and maybe you forgot. So let's go over them again, and then we'll play a game, okay? So here's a major chord. Do, mi, sol. Can you hear that? Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Now here's a minor chord. It's really do, mi, flat, sol. Da, da, da. Can you sing just that? Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Can you hear the difference between this and this? Can you hear that difference? It's a tiny little difference. All right, are you ready to play the game, or do you want to hear one more minor chord?
One more.
Okay, here's one more minor chord. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Makes me want to cry when I hear a minor chord. I could write a, you like, it's peaceful. It is peaceful. A very peaceful chord. Who thinks they're ready for the game? All right. Yeah? All right, so this is how I want to do it. I don't want anyone to feel bad. There's, if you make a mistake, it's okay. It's just a game, all right? So I'm going to play the chord, and then you can just shout out major or minor if you're sure. And if you're not sure, you can just wait and think about it or, see what other people say, whatever, okay? No pressure. All right, here we go. Ready?
Major.
It's major. Yay! Give yourselves a big hand. Okay, here's another one.
Major.
It's major. Yay! All right, here's another one. Let's see.
Minor.
Minor. Wow, they're good. Have you been studying music? Have you
No.
I do play
been? You do play instruments. That helps a lot. It helps a lot. Your music is great for your brain, so keep up the good work. Okay, here's another one.
minor.
Yeah, it's minor. Nice job. Here's one more. Minor. Excellent. Excellent. All right, enough of that game. So the other thing we wanted to do was, I wanted to show you something that might be in the special box.
Yes, in our mystery box, which is simply here to help us have curiosity. So I'm going to pull something out and see if you can guess what it's for or what it is. Here's one thing. Anybody have a guess? What it is? Tuning. And I learned today from Amy that she can tune ukuleles differently, but I thought there was one and only one way to tune because I learned to tune with this. So I'm going to just play each note. Is that
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And then you make a strings. And then. Oh.
Other one.
Isn't that neat? And you tune to that, and it's so small, but it helps you tune your instrument.
And somebody was telling, I think it was Doné, who was telling me before that he knows that little song that teaches you how to tune.
Yeah, like it goes like, my dog has fleas.
Yes.
My dog has fleas. That's the way to tune also. My dog has fleas.
Okay, now I have a.
It's like, my dog has fleas.
I would jump.
You have another
too.
miss? Oh, another
I have
mystery.
another object in here that if she hadn't told me ahead of time, I might have had a hard time guessing. Anybody ever seen something like this?
You can open it, you can pull it apart and see if that helps.
Is it a harmonica holder?
Ding, 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 ding. Boy, Ro,
You
you
guessed
are
it.
exactly right. Can you show us how this
I can,
works?
sure. And the wonderful, well, people use this if they play the guitar or the uke or the banjo or something to hold the harmonica so they can play both things at the same time. Usually I like to have the low notes down on the left, like a piano, and the high notes up on the right, because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to the low on the left. And there are different types. This is not my favorite one, but it's the only one that works with this harmonica. So I'm going to put it on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the melody with one instrument and the chords with the other instrument. You want to guess which I'm going to do? Which you have? Yes?
The chords with the ukulele and the harmonica.
Exactly.
And the melody with the harmonica. Good guess.
Want to play
Okay, here we go.
name that song? You guys think
Sure.
of what song I'm doing, okay? Susanna.
Whoa, 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 your boat.
Yes.
Exactly. Yay.
That was wonderful.
You were going to ask me a question?
I was just going to say, can we sing along with you 1 minute?
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's do Row, Row Your Boat,
All
just
right.
quickly.
Row,
row, row your boat gently down the stream. Row, 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 life is but a dream. Yeah.
And the cool thing about the harmonica is you can play a note, or you can play a chord, because it's all set up in chords. So when you blow a couple.
We just have 8 more minutes.
Okay, we have a little more time. We have enough time to do these ukes.
Absolutely.
And the banjo ukulele, I'll get that out real quick. Maybe, in fact, I'll play the banjo uke while you're playing the other ukes. So we'll get out some ukuleles to share with everybody. And while we're passing them out,
Okay.
if everybody can be really quiet, I just wanted to say one more thing. Some people use the word ukulele, and mostly on the east coast of the United States, I've noticed. And many people on the west coast of the United States say ukulele, because that is the way they pronounce it in Hawaii.
Okay, can we try that? Because
Yes.
I learned the other way. I want to learn the other. Hold that quietly for just a moment. Say the right way, or the way that they say
Well,
it in the west coast. and then-
Ukulele.
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 Ukulele. Okay.
Ukulele.
Okay.
And then other people say ukulele, and you can say it either way. But I just wanted to tell you the 2 pronunciations of the word.
Our school has this kind of.
Oh, with the little dolphins.
I'm going to send
Yeah.
along a couple.
It has like sharp.
Let's see.
So while Dorothy's getting those out, I just want to show you the banjo ukulele, which some people call the banjo-lele. And this is also made in Massachusetts, in
Pass
Sheffield,
them on.
at the Magic Fluke Company.
Would you like a red one or a pink one?
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's show this.
Yeah, let's show
Fun
this one.
shape. Here's
This
a
one
fun
is a plastic one that's great
There
if
you
you want to
go.
play in the rain,
Okay.
or you want to take it to the beach and you don't want to
You happy
mind
with
getting
this
it
color?
wet.
Okay,
That's a
great.
great one for that.
Okay.
Awesome.
So here
Do
we
you
go.
want to play with us too?
I will too.
We're going to be using a C chord for you, and
Okay.
everybody else has a ukulele that's tuned.
Oh, well, then I'm going to do one like they have.
You're all tuned
we
to a
have
C
enough.
chord. So
I'm
you
gonna
can just
play
strum
their
your
way 'cause it
strings.
might mix them up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
You
here
can
we go.
strum your strings plain, and you'll hear a nice C chord.
Here are
Do, mi,
chords. Go ahead.
sol, do. Can you sing along with us? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. How about if you sing it without us, okay? Row. Nice.
Okay, may I pass Ro one that's tuned because she has learned to play
Sure.
the chords.
Ro's
And
gonna
I
play.
see her. Ro, let's trade. So you can go ahead and use those chords that you know. I just think these are so lovely with the different animals on them.
So you can all try this too. If you put your finger on a string, you can change the note and therefore change the chord. Yes?
That is the C chord that you showed us.
Yes, this one. Yep, that's a C chord.
But
But-
these are already tuned to C,
Yeah.
so that's the tricky
If we had
thing.
more
So,
time,
yes.
we could teach you all lots of chords, but we don't have enough time, so we're just going to kind of play open C chord. Yes?
I have the same exact one, but except not with this.
Oh,
Without
not
the
with
fish, but you have
dolphin,
a pink
yeah.
one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So do you know?
you want to?
what-
So I'd like to play a quiet song, and I would like all of you to see if you can play one note at a time, one string at a time. I don't care what string you play. If you want to try putting your finger down on your string and trying a different note, you could do that. You could try some different notes. As long as you play one note at a time and don't strum all the strings together, okay? That will sound really pretty, I think. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Day is a breaking in my soul. Great big stars way up yonder. Great big stars way up yonder. Great big stars way up yonder. All around the world gonna shine, shine. All around the world gonna shine, shine. Hey, I like that. That sounded beautiful.
So nice.
That was beautiful. Nice job, everybody. I wish we had more time to teach you more chords, but that was nice. It's fun to just play with an instrument sometimes because really, with music, there's no wrong or right. It's just what you like and what you'd like to experiment with and try. So music is an art, right? And when you're doing art, you're creating your own thing. You're not just doing what someone else tells you to do, right? So music is the same way. In fact, there's all kinds of interesting ways people can play their instruments. They could take a little pencil and tap on it. They can hit it like this. All kinds of musicians are experimenting and trying all new ways to play. Sometimes I like to tell people to turn their uke over like that and tap on the back, and we do a little drum thing. So that's fun too.
How about Are You Sleeping?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good round.
How many of you have sung Are You Sleeping? Are You Sleeping, Brother John? Well, let's try that. It's not too hard.
Yeah.
We're all playing the same chord. Here we go. And you can play it your own way. I liked Amy's idea to experiment. Here we go. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Ding, ding, dong.
Ding, ding, dang, dong.
Ding, ding, dong. Let's do it again. Some of you start with me, and some of you start with Amy. How many will sing with Amy? Okay, you three sing with Amy, and Sam and Donay and Ro, you sing with me. Ready? We'll start.
Okay.
Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother Johnny, Brother Johnny. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. One more time. Ding, dang, dong. Ding, dang, dong. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Ding, dang, dong. Ding, dang, dong. What a beautiful, we did a ukulele band. Did I say it right?
Ukulele.
Ukulele band.
Ukulele, ukulele.
Everybody, thank you for trying this out with us. Curious people try new things. So thank you, Amy.
You're
It's
welcome.
time for our goodbye song. So how about if you set your instrument very carefully out like this?
Nice.
Okay, we can see them all.
Like a rainbow.
No,
It's
no.
an ukulele
Stand
rainbow.
up carefully with our feet out of the way of
Would
the
you like me to
instruments.
sit or stand?
You can stand, Amy, and
Okay.
join us.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. Join hands. Stand up tall like a giraffe. And we invite our friends at home to stand up tall like a giraffe. You want to fix that?
Nice.
Okay. Go back carefully. Okay. Standing up tall like a giraffe. Open our hearts and our eyes and our minds and our ears. And we're going to sing, keep singing, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and never give up. Here we go. Keep singing, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and never give up. Keep singing, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and never give up. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Adios.
Are you sleeping?